In this video, we'll show you how to set up your QORTector as far as plugging in the hardware components. The next video will cover how to log in, change your settings, and become familiar with how to actually use the QORTector. So after unboxing and removing the packaging, you'll find that the QORTector has this cable already installed. This is connecting the Raspberry Pi on top to the SSD on bottom. So we'll leave that connected, and please note, we'll want to avoid pressing on the screen as that could lead to the screen rubbing on the fan. So after powering on the device, under normal conditions, the fan should only have a very slight humming sound, and I'll be quiet for a moment so you can hear. Okay, so anything louder than that would indicate that the screen is rubbing on the fan, and then we could just simply find some sort of pry tool and gently lift the screen away from the fan and solve that issue. If we find that after powering on the device, the fan is not running, then that's probably the issue, is that the screen is rubbing on the fan. And we want the fan running 24/7. Now the QORTector comes with two different power supply options. Up top we have the CanaKit, and below we have the GAN. The GAN provides over 4 times more power supply than the CanaKit. Both options will come with a power switch. Now, if you're going to be using your QORTector for more than a dedicated minting machine, you may want to upgrade to the GAN to have that added power supply. Now, the CanaKit will run sufficiently as a dedicated minting machine and even for desktop purposes, but we have found that upgrading to this GAN power supply can be beneficial for those looking to use the QORTector for more than a dedicated minting machine. For international customers, we do offer a universal power outlet adapter. Every package will come with a HDMI to micro HDMI cable. If you find that your monitor does not have an HDMI port, you can get an adapter on Amazon for your VGA or DVI type port. Just reach out to us in the chat channels and we'd be happy to send you a link. The adapters are no more than $10 and will allow you to use virtually any monitor to your liking. So let's talk about the connections themselves. So on the left we have the power supply, to the right we have the micro HDMI, to the right of that we have a second micro HDMI port if we want to run dual monitors, and to the right of that is an audio port if we want to connect speakers. Now on the back side, on the left, we have a keyboard and mouse using the USB 2.0 ports. In the middle is the USB 3.0 port, and to the right is the Ethernet port. Now the QORTector will be coming with an Ethernet cable so that you can connect your QORTector directly to your router. So let's talk about how that would work. This is the modem. From the bottom up, we have power, the Ethernet cable connecting to the router, and we have our white cable, which is connecting to the wall. Now on the router, from bottom to top, we have power, and then our Ethernet, which is connected to the modem, and then we have our Ethernet ports, which connect to our QORTectors. Now by doing so, you'll have a wired connection, and a wired connection is more secure than Wi-Fi by nature, and will give you immediate access without having to do additional configuration. Now the QORTector will allow you to configure Wi-Fi, but you will have to have a monitor, keyboard, mouse in order to do so. For those who would like to avoid setting up a monitor, keyboard, mouse, you can certainly do so. All that you would need is the power connection and the Ethernet connection. You would not need a HDMI or keyboard mouse. So with just power and Ethernet, you could connect to your router and then log into your router and find the IP address of the QORTector. Now please note the QORTector IP address is not the same as your router. Those are two different IP addresses. And if you're not familiar with how to log into your router, you could always call your internet service provider and have them provide that to you. this would be listed under the wired connections, and the device should be titled Titan at the present time because the software that we've installed is called Titan Mate. Okay, so depending on which software version we provide you, the device name might be different than Titan, but we do intend on keeping Titan for quite some time moving forward. All right, so once you have your IP address, you could then go to your other computer, like a laptop, and you can open up either Microsoft Remote Desktop or RealVNC's VNC application. Either one of these will prompt you to enter the IP address of the QORTector, not the router, and once you enter that IP address, you can then enter the username and password for the QORTector just as you would be prompted if you were using a monitor keyboard mouse. And then we'll cover all of that in the next video. So at this point, you should have all of the physical components installed and ready to move forward with actually logging into the device, changing settings, and becoming familiar with how to actually use the QORTector.